Welcome everyone. This morning we're doing upper back, neck and shoulders and opening the heart and working with this sacred season, Diwali, Deepavali in India, and the Hallows Day, which we had yesterday, and for connecting with our ancestors. So bending your knees and your knees tracking over your second toes, and just notice your feet. You can look at them. Notice the alignment of your feet. Maybe one is forward than the other. Just kind of feel that. And then when you're ready, straightening your legs and bringing your arms at your sides, radiating like the sun all around you. And then exhale through the center. We're going to do an Om. Feel your feet where the weight is. Is it more on one side than the other? And then inhale, radiating out of your center. Can you feel your arms moving in space? Can you imagine sweeping through that radiance all around you as if the center of your heart is the sun? And then exhale through the center. And last time, inhale, letting the light in. And exhale, letting the darkness go. And when you're ready, feet together, if that's comfortable for you. Inhale, if it's comfortable, coming up on your toes, arms at the sides, again, using that bhavana of the radiant sun shining out of the heart. Exhale, hands through the center. Squeezing the legs together. I'm just going to make sure you are all muted. Somebody's not muted. I just heard an Om. I just hear Shauna in my yoga room. Okay. Okay, good. Inhale. Where's the Om coming from? It's coming downstairs. Inhale up. And last time, radiating out as you inhale. Today, because it's a special weekend, I'm just going to do the Patanjali invocation. So this guy, his name is Patanjali, and the yoga I teach is rooted in the Yoga Sutras that comes from the human form of this mythical creature called Patanjali. So you can just stand and meditate. It's just a short meditation, asking that we have the blessings of the lineage of yogis at this time when we can connect with our ancestors with lineages. Yogena chittasya padena vacha malam sharirasya cha vaidyakena yopakarotam pravaram munena Patanjalim pranjaliranatosmi abahu purushakaram shankachakra siddharinam Sahasrashirasam Shvetam Pranamami Patanjalim Shrimate Anantaya Nagarajaya Namo Namaha. Namo Namaha, I surrender, I let go, I honor. And if you want to think of any of your ancestors that you'd like to honor today or bring to your awareness, I just invite you to do that. Might be your parents, might be an aunt or uncle, grandparent, teacher, a pet, someone important to you that has passed on. Traditionally, in Buddhist meditation from Tibet, I learned many years ago that you can visualize putting your father on your right and your mother on your left, if that speaks to you. Could be a grandparent, grandmother, grandfather, aunt, uncle, male, female teachers. And just ask them to be with you. And when you're ready, yesterday was a new moon, or Friday, new moon day, very dark. Good time to start something new. Inhale, you can visualize that moon around you, and then exhale, we're going to go into half of the moon as we come to one side. And if you like, you can bend that knee of the left side that you're coming towards. Inhale, coming up. And exhale, drawing the moon on the other side. The moon now is dark, but you can still visualize that circle beneath it. The last 2 days, it's already started to grow. Something new you're inviting in. It's said during this Diwali season, there's 5-day celebration that started Friday. It's a good time to think about new things that you want to bring into your life, like that new moon. Oh, someone's trying to get in. Keep going. Having lots of false starts today. Keep going. Inhale up, exhale down. And just notice today, we're focusing on the upper back, neck, and shoulders. So you might want to bend that top arm as you come down so that you can get also into the rib cage a bit more. Or it might work better for you to stretch it long. Just notice that. So for me, it works better to bend. Might be a long arm for you. By bending the leg, you also get into the QL or quadratus lumborum area. Just doing one more round, just finishing your round, and then we're going to stay. So the next one, we're going to come to one side and stay, and I'm going to use the wall. And if you like, you can cross that left foot over the right and stretch and press into the wall. Just notice where you're feeling it. If your tightness is in more the lower back hip, you'll feel it more there. If it's more the upper back, you'll feel it there. And you can play with, again, that arm. Do you want to bend it so you get more into the rib cage? Do you want to stretch it long? Notice what works better for you. Try to align your shoulders. There'll be a tendency to collapse forward. Try to derotate. And create that half moon shape. And focus on exhale. Inhale whatever you can, and then long exhale. When you're ready, coming out of it, going to the other side. Crossing the right foot over the left arm coming up and down. And again, do you feel this more in the hip, lower back, or more upper back? Maybe play with that upper arm and see how you can get more into your rib cage, the intercostal muscles between the ribs. Trying to spread those. When you're ready, coming out. We're just going to do a salutation to the 7 directions. It's called Ding Namaskaram from the Srivasta Ramaswamy teachings. He was a student of Krishnamacharya in the 60s and 70s. And this is an adapted version of what he teaches. And we're just going to do Om Namo as we do these directions. I've taught this to you once before, so I'll do a little faster this time. So just a reminder that we're going to be coming halfway down. So it's going to be inhale, interlocking the fingers if you can, and then exhale, palms together, rounding the spine and coming halfway down. So we do that to the east, to the south, to the west, to the north. Then you turn back to the east. You just keep turning with your right shoulder around. Then we're going to do up, and then we're going to do down, and then we're going to do intermediate, which is halfway and palms up like that. Okay, just as a reminder, 7 directions honoring. So it's said that devas or beings of light live all over the place, and we're just honoring those. If that doesn't mean anything to you, you can just think about honoring energy around you. Nameless, formless energy. We're going to inhale, arms coming up, interlocking the fingers, if that works for you. And exhale, palms together, coming halfway down, chanting Om Namo. This means I honor. Om Namo. So your back's rounded, then interlock your fingers, lengthen your spine from the hips, come up. Nice long spine turning to your right. You can arch the back a little bit if you like at the end of that inhale. So we move into the upper back, neck, and shoulders, and then exhale to the south. Om Namo. Inhale, interlock the fingers, lengthen the spine out of the hips, moving the arms first in line with the ears if you can, moving to your right, to the west. Forward halfway. Om Namo. Inhale, coming up and turning to the right, facing north, palms together. Om Namo. Inhale, coming up and turning to the right. Exhale in this position. Inhale, palms up, looking up, and chant Om Namo. Interlock the fingers. Inhale, exhale, forward bend all the way down. Om Namo. Honoring the earth, downward flow, the lower direction. Inhale, moving the arms first in line with the ears, interlocking the fingers if you can, all the way up. You can add a back arch at the top. And then exhale, halfway, arms at the side, palms up, intermediate direction. Om Namo. Interlock the fingers. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Om Shanti. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Do this again. Inhale, arms coming up to the east. Om Namo Namaha. So adding that Namaha a little longer. Exhale, inhale up. Turning to the right, to the south. Om Namo Namaha. Inhale up. Turning to the right, to the west. Om Namo Namaha. Inhale up. Turning to the right, you can add that back arch at the top if you like. To the north. Om Namo Namaha. Inhale up. Turning to the right, back to the east. Exhale here. Inhale, looking up, palms together. Upward direction. Om Namo Namaha. Inhale here, interlock the fingers, like at a back arch, and forward bend. Om Namo Namaha. Inhale, coming up. Side directions, palms facing up. Om Namo Namaha. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, hands at the heart. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. And just rest in samastiti for a moment. Notice how you feel. Maybe hands at the heart, maybe one hand at the heart and the other on your belly. These two areas of cognition, of awareness, dropping the head to the heart, to the belly. Observing the breath. Observing any sensations in the body. These two areas. And any thoughts that come to mind. Just noticing. And when you're ready, we're going to move into some warrior. Coming to the back of your mat. Stepping your left foot forward. And making sure there's room at the side for your arms to come to the sides. So we're going to do big heart openers. Palms facing up, bending that front knee towards your front toes. Knee aligned with the second toe perhaps, and the back foot, that little toe side down. Just feeling that. If this hurts your back for whatever reason, you can make your back more neutral and do this position, so more forward, that we've been working on and working with the upper back, lower back rather. Today, we're gonna go into the full back arch if this works for you. So that's your inhale. And then exhale, we're gonna come forward into our Parshva Uttanasana. One side at forward bend. And then inhale, bending that knee and coming right back to your warrior. And just that in your own time. Exhale forward, inhale up. I invite you to have the bhavana of the radiant sun shining out of the heart as you inhale. Exhale, if you like, you can visualize a waterfall flowing down, helping you let go of anything not serving you. Inhale, filling up with light, inviting the light in. And exhale, letting go of the darkness, letting go of the obstacles, hiding the light. Just do this on your own a couple more times. If you like, you can add a hold after inhale. 2 to 3 seconds, or half the length of your inhale, or the same length. Just play with that for a couple of rounds. When you're complete, step back to your samasthiti and just rest. Just finding your feet for a moment. Traditionally in the morning, if we can, we face east, which fortunately is the direction I'm able to face. I know it doesn't work in all of our spaces, but you can imagine that if you don't have that opportunity, that there's the sun shining in front of you. And again, in Canada, of course, the sun is a little bit in a different spot depending on the time of year. So we have to adapt these visualizations. Right side coming forward, right foot, turning that left foot out and just finding your stride. The front knee tracking over that second toe, the right hip drawing back, the little toe side of the back foot coming down, rooting down. Notice the effect on the calf when you do that. And then finding your arms at the sides. Palms could be thumbs up, so that's going to work better for some people. Even thumbs down for some people will work better, or thumbs back. So if you have a shoulder injury, which I'm just thinking at least one of you in the room has one, you can play with those positions of the palms to help with that. Find your inhale. And then exhale, forward bend. When you can, straighten that leg, otherwise you can leave it bent. You can also bring your hands to blocks or to a chair, of course, as we've worked on earlier this term. And just keep this going your own timing. Right away, you can add that hold after inhale if you like. This is a Brahmana practice. It expands, it lifts us. Great for lifting our spirits when we feel a little damp or down. The exhale's cooling, helps us let go. Adding that bhavana, that intention, that felt and sensed intention, if you like, of the radiant sun as you inhale. And as you exhale, that flow of water down, like a waterfall falling to the earth, cooling, soothing, cleaning. That inhale, giving you energy, prana, light, tejas. The hold after inhale expands that. Let's do a couple more on your own. The hold after inhale doesn't work for you because of heart disease, for example, you can always skip that. It's just a reminder for those of you who do have that issue, you don't want to be doing the holds after inhale or exhale, but the back arches, these kinds of back arches can be very helpful for working with the physical heart as well as the emotional heart, which is quite interesting. And just finishing up when you're ready and stepping back. The last one I'm just doing with my arms center, but whatever works for you, bending the knee and then stepping back. If you can, be a little bit of a challenge, finding your samastiti, even standing pose. Just notice the breath slowing down. You touch the heart, maybe touch the belly button area that we worked on the last 2 weeks. We worked on the lower back, worked on that third chakra. Today we're at the fourth chakra, the anahata. The symbol or the yantra for the anahata chakra is the Star of India, if you know that image. It's used in India, those two triangles connecting to represent the heart. What Mr. TKV Desikachar teaches is the upper triangles connecting with those upper chakras and the lower with the lower chakras, and all links of the heart. So it's the nexus point of the system. We're going to move into some nerve flossing, which I know at least one of you really likes this for your body. So this is for you, but most of my students really like this very modified practice. In terms of yoga, we're working with goddess pose, and then there's variations of Parshva Konasana, but it's a very modified practice. So imagine that you're holding two trays with your fingers facing back. And as an inhale here, and as you exhale with the knees tracking over those second toes, adjust the feet so they're comfortable, or the legs, the knees. Bring your arms to the side with the palms facing towards the walls and your fingers facing up. And you might feel your middle finger area a bit more, that middle nerve, the median nerve. And then inhale, coming back, holding those trays. And exhale, coming to the center, fingertips up. And then at the end of the exhale, tip the fingertips back. And you might be feeling the index finger, middle finger, some nerves there. So we have these nerves from our hands that run up our arms into our upper back and neck. Inhale, coming up, fingertips back. And this is also a great workout for the muscles in your arms, surprisingly. Exhale, arms at the side. And then at the end, tip your fingertips forward. And maybe you're feeling your ring finger nerves. Inhale up. And exhale, give it a shake. So I'm always surprised how challenging that is. It always reminds me of when I was at dance school and how tired my arms would get just from holding them in second position in ballet classes. So when you're ready, we're going to do that again, holding those trays. So inhale here, exhale, pressing to the side, bending the knees. And notice if your awareness is more on one hand versus the other. Can you try to even out that awareness? So mine is always on my left, and I try to draw my awareness more to my right hand so it's a bit more even. And then inhale, center. Fingertips back. Exhale. Exhale, side bend those knees, goddess pose. And then tip those fingertips back. And feel perhaps the index finger nerve, the radial nerve. Inhale, center. Exhale, side. Fingertips forward, maybe the ulnar nerve now. The ring fingers, again, try to even out your awareness, both hands. Inhale, center. And exhale, release. Okay, so we're going to do another variation that you'll maybe find easier in terms of the nerves, but physically it's going to be maybe a little more challenging. We'll see how it is for you. So you're going to bend your left knee. You're going to go into Parshvakonasana basically. So feet quite wide apart if you can. Turn your left foot out and your right foot can be square to your left. Heel to heel alignment or heel to arch, depending on your body, and bend that left knee, and you'll feel stretch in your groin, maybe. And then you're going to come to the side like this, and then you're going to bring that right hand to the side with the fingertips facing up to start. So that's our medial nerve position. And that's going to be our exhale. And then we're going to inhale. I'm just showing you the pose first. Inhale, we're going to come up, scoop the heart, and turn the head towards that opposite shoulder. So your right shoulder, I'm mirroring all this for you. So you get a bit of a neck stretch now too. So we're doing upper back, neck, and shoulders. So we're getting a bit more into the neck now too. And this is the full floss. Exhale to the side, turning those fingertips back, and you're going to actually let your head tip down if you can. So tip down to that left shoulder. So this gives you more of the full nerve floss. Inhale, coming up. So this knowledge is from physiotherapy that I'm teaching right now that I've integrated into yoga. So I'm tipping the head side to side. Neil Pearson helped me create this particular version. One of my colleagues and mentors. Exhale, side. You're going to tip those fingertips forward, tip the head down. And inhale, coming up. And exhale, release, center. And we're going to do the other side. We're going to do 2 rounds of this. So just first of all, finding the pose on the other side. Just find it easier to get set up first. With this one, it can be a little tricky. And then if you can, let that head go down so that the ear is coming towards the shoulder, that right ear to the right shoulder. So that's going to be your exhale. Inhale, you're going to come up. You're going to straighten the legs, bring that left hand to your heart, and tip the left ear to the left shoulder. Feel the stretch on the side of the neck. So that's your inhale, and then exhale down. Fingertips facing up. You might need to bring your hand further back to feel more of that stretch. Let your head go down, your ear to your shoulder. Inhale up. Again, flossing the head as well, side to side. Exhale down, flossing the head down. Tipping the fingertips back. Feeling that index finger, radial nerve maybe. Inhale up. Exhale down through the center, fingertips forward, tip the head down, maybe feel that ring finger, the radial nerve. Inhale up. And exhale, release. So I feel this one more in my neck than in the nerves. I feel the nerves more in the previous version. So it will really depend on your body. We're going to do another round. So starting with the left, I'll cue it a bit less rather. So just going into your starting position. Release that head. Inhale up. Exhale, center, fingertips up. Inhale up. Again, flossing the head side to side. Exhale down, fingertips back. Maybe going a little lower in the leg this time if you like. Inhale up. Exhale down, fingertips forward. Again, you can bring that hand further back to maybe feel that ring finger a bit more. Inhale up. Exhale, release center, feet parallel. Inhale, other side. Exhale, find your starting position or ending position rather. Inhale, coming up. Exhale down, fingertips up, medial nerve. Maybe coming lower in your leg, going more into that groin. Inhale up. Exhale side, fingertips back. Inhale up. Exhale side, fingertips forward. Inhale up. And exhale, release. Last one, you can leave your feet wide like this or take them in if your ankles are bothering you. Your feet, they might be a little tired after all that work. Inhale, I want you to imagine you're pressing a wall in front of you and then bring your hands up a bit more and really bring your fingertips back. It's really working on that flexion of the wrists. And then you're going to make lobster claws with your wrists. And you're going to come forward. This is flossing just that median nerve in the two directions. And we're going to use this as a counter. Inhale, center. And you can open the chest a little bit, bring those hands up, press away, fingertips coming back. Exhale, lobster claws. Flexion and extension of the wrists. The flexion. Inhale, extension. And maybe feeling that middle finger nerve. Can go from the finger all the way up the hand. This is also great for carpal tunnel syndrome. This one in particular, I find. I think any of you have that, but I know some of you have some numbness in your arms and fingers. Doing this 4 to 6 times your own timing. You can always bend your knees at the bottom, of course. You could always have a chair in front of you that you bring your head to make it easier. Sometimes I bend my knees to release my lower back a bit more. And just finishing up. You think you've done 4 to 6. And exhale, release. Just take a break for a minute. Touching your heart, touching your belly. Noticing your feet. Where is your weight? Is it more on one foot versus the other? Can you shift it, even it out? As you breathe, where is your breath? Is it more in your belly? Is it more in your heart? Or maybe it's in both. Can you follow the breath from the nostrils down to the expanding belly as you inhale? And exhale, the breath moving from the belly up and out through the nostrils. So down to the belly as you inhale and up from the belly, up through the chest, throat, nostrils, exhale. And maybe moving to the mantra Soham. It's a mantra for the breath. Inhale, so, exhale, hum. This means that which I am. And this is the eternal relationship, the central relationship that we have in this life is with ourselves. Whatever that means to you, that self. The yogis say the self lives on until it's absorbed into the eternal sun of Brahman, beyond name and form. Until then, it remains, when we feel separate, we remain separate and we keep coming back to learn that we're not separate. So this is the great contradiction. Inhale, so, exhale, hum. Maybe tip of the tongue, the roof of the mouth, Jihwa Bandha, to help open that third eye, the Anya chakra. Which is a yogic center of cognition. Already releasing that. Just a reminder that Patanjali's classical yoga, the focus is meditation. All of the practices are in service of meditation. So whenever someone says, I do yoga and I meditate, I've gotten used to it, but it's a bit of a misnomer in classical yoga because they're one and the same. Whether you're using the body as a tool to get there, or the breath, or various mind practices like mantras. All right, well, I think it is time to hit the deck. So we're having physically a little bit easier practice than we've had the last couple of weeks. I know I've worked you really hard for a couple of weeks there. I'm going to lower the screen and we're going to do quite a bit of mat work. Here, Ray, just coming to a seated position. And if it's possible, you're going to inhale, bring your arms up. And then exhale, just gradually roll down. Maybe flexing your toes towards your nose. You can take an inhale in the halfway position. This is towards Navasana. And then exhale all the way down. Inhale, arms coming up. Tadaka Mudra. Exhale, arms coming down. If you do have neck shoulder issues, just a reminder, you can bring your arms at the sides on the floor, the support of the floor, to where is comfortable. Arms to the ceiling, bend the elbows, hands touching the shoulders, or you can have a bolster behind you that you bring your arms to, or even a chair or an ottoman. So those are modifications. Otherwise, if it's comfortable, I'm going to put my feet on the wall for grounding, or you can just flex your toes towards your nose, or inhale, point the toes, exhale, flex, inhale, arms up. And bring that chin in if you can. Some of you will want a pillow under your head. You want your forehead, your nose, and your heart relatively aligned.
So lengthening the back of the neck on the inhale, exhale, release. As you exhale, can you connect with your lower back and your hips and your core, actually working quite a bit to resist the movement of those arms and the multifidus. Inhale, arms coming up. So all those stabilizing muscles of the spine working during that exhale, just remembering that from the lower back weeks. Pulling up from the pelvic floor to the belly button, the mula bandha, as you come down. Inhale, can you inhale now into the chest? We haven't talked about this yet for those of you who are new to the class. Into the chest, then into the belly. This is the 2 or 3 part breathing of Krishnamacharya's yoga. Exhale. The belly draws in from the pelvic floor up, like you're zipping up a pair of jeans, and then the chest falls. Inhale, it's like you're unzipping a winter jacket from the chest to the belly, if you want to visualize that. And exhale, we're going to zip that jacket up from the pelvic floor all the way to the chest. So zipping your jacket up, one that goes to the hip area. It's a longer jacket. Just keep that going. Inhale, chest to belly, and exhale, belly to chest. It's called Tadaka Mudra. And if you like, adding a hold after inhale, 2 to 3 seconds, half the length of your inhale or the same length. During that time, press the chin towards the neck if you can, Jalandhara Bandha. The back is arched away from the floor, and exhale, coming down. Let's do a couple of more like that. Your legs can always be bent, just a reminder of that for the lower back. If your lower back is sensitive, you can always bend your knees. And when you finish, just resting in Suptasana with your arms down by your sides. Supta means supine. They're actually etymologically related. So there's Sanskrit influence on European languages. And just resting for a minute. The palms can be down or up. And if you like, if it's in your practice, both hands on the belly, could put one on the heart. Whatever works for you. Just rest and integrate. Notice what you feel. Do you feel energy moving in the body? Any thoughts or emotions arising? Just noticing and not engaging or feeding what you're noticing. Notice and let go, detach. And when you're ready, release. Inhale, arms coming up. We're going to work with the neck a bit more now. So again, any of those modifications for the arms that you need, if possible, a bolster under you so that you can do what we're about to do, but your arms could just come to here if that's not working, or bend the elbows. You're going to bring your left arm down and turn your head to the left. The back of the head's going to go more to the right, so you lift it slightly, move it to the right. And just stay here. Inhale, untwist the head slightly, and exhale, twist it a bit more. I've got my palms both facing up. Again, you can adjust your top arm. You could bend that elbow a bit. Sometimes I'll do that on one side, or I have a shoulder higher than the other, so you can play with that. Just listen to your body. It will tell you what to do. Of course, you can always have a teacher come look at you. Nice long exhale. Getting into those muscles inside of the neck, fascia. Very gentle, not forcing. When you're ready, untwisting the head to the center, moving both arms overhead to your place, again on the bolster, all the way down, chin in if possible, lengthening the back of the head. And then exhale, bringing that right arm down at the end of the exhale, turning the head right, and then bringing the back of the head towards the left arm. Inhale, untwist the head a little bit, and then exhale, twist it a bit more to your place. You could do this with your head on a bed pillow. That's more comfortable. You need a bit of support. For example, your chin tends to face the sky when you lie down. Adding that pillow could be very helpful for lengthening the back of the neck. This is one I did a lot when I was recovering from my concussion, because with concussions you often, or always, according to some people, have whiplash. So this is one I did a lot of to heal from that whiplash. When you're ready, release. Inhale, head center, and bring the arm up if that works for you. Tuck the chin in if that works for you. Exhale, bringing the arms down by your sides. And we're going to finish this, if possible, with full Tadaka Mudra. So I'm going to bring my feet together, squeezing the inside of the thighs, just like we do in Samastiti. When we bring our feet together, it feels a little bit different. It's the classical pose. If this works, if it doesn't, bend your knees, and you could try having your feet and your thighs together that way. Inhale, if it works for you, arms up, overhead. Again, you could have a bolster here, tucking the chin in. If possible, you could have the palms together if that works better for your body. So again, if you've got one shoulder higher than the other, this actually version might work better, and you would hold the thumb of the side that's a little lower than the other and kind of stretch it up. So that's actually what works best in my particular body. I know a couple of you have scoliosis, so that might be an option. For some of you, you might want to interlock the fingers, which is usually the classical version of this. And that can be great for the wrists and the fingers. Just see how that feels. I'm going to do the palm version myself. And then in this position, you're going to exhale, pelvic floor, lower belly, belly button in, and you're going to create that Tadaka. Tadaka is a little pond. In India, they have these tank areas, they call them, in front of gonna see ashrams, temples. And they have water there, and that's called a tadaka. That's what we're creating with our belly as we exhale, creating that tank. Let's say in India, or for us, we usually just say a little pond, a little cave, pelvic floor, lower belly, belly button in, the lower back comes to the ground, and then stretch your arms up overhead and create traction through the whole spine. Inhale here. I'm going to give an option that if you like, if it's too much, you can release your palms down to the top of your head during that exhale. And that might feel better for your shoulders. If you've got rotator cuff issues, that might feel much better. And then inhale, lengthen the spine. So I'm going to show that now. The palms could be down or up for that. And drop the shoulders down. Or just stay with the arms up as you do this. And hopefully feel stretched through the intercostal muscles of the rib cage and the whole spine getting traction. All the mudras linked, the bandhas, the Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha, stomach lock, and Jalandhara Bandha, the chin lock, on that exhale. Inhale. Stretching nice and long. Exhale from the pelvic floor up. Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha, Jalandhara Bandha. Hold after exhale if you can. And inhale, release. Exhale down. Just rest for a minute. Your palms can be up. You could do Shavasana, release the legs. If you have scoliosis, which a couple of you do, on your concave side of your upper back, you could bring that arm up and lengthen it and just create a bit more evenness in your spine. So if your concave side is the left, you could bring your left arm up, for example. Just resting. If you like, inhale so, exhale hum, or you might be ready to just observe the rise and fall of the breath. Or maybe the breath has gotten very subtle and you're just observing being. Barely breathing at all. The breath becomes very, very subtle as we practice. When you're ready, we're just going to move into our last asana series, or pairing. So we're going to do Dvipadipedam, bridge, with the arms coming overhead. If you want to work on stabilizing the lower back, for those of you with lower back issues, you're welcome to put a block between your thighs. You're also welcome, I haven't shown this term, it's very good, especially if you have stenosis or degenerative disc disease, or you've had some bulging discs, prolapsed discs, herniated discs. This can just help stabilize the pelvis while you focus your mind on the upper back. So I'm just going to show that because I haven't shown it this term. So we're going to inhale, lift the pelvis up. My knees and ankles are aligned. Exhale, stay here. So this is more for the lower back, for strengthening the lower back. And then inhale, we're going to add the arms, if we can, all the way overhead, or you can have that bolster or bend them, or bring your arms to the side, any height that works for you. If you are able to bring them all the way overhead, as you exhale, you could leave them there and stretch your hands away and roll down from the upper back, middle back, lower back, and keep stretching your hands away and get traction in the whole spine. One vertebrae at a time. At the end of the exhale, bring your arms down. Very simple. We're going to do this again. Inhale, coming up with no arms first. Lifting as high as you can. You could bend your elbows to help you get a little higher. Exhale, stay here. Bringing those hands down now. Inhale, arms up all the way. Bringing the chin in, that Jalandhara Bandha. Now try to press towards your feet, so there'll be a tendency to go towards those shoulders. I tend to do that too. So press into the feet, then lift up, and then exhale, roll down and feel like someone's pulling your hands away from you as you roll down, upper back, middle back, lower back, rolling down. At the end of the exhale, bringing your hands down. Inhale, halfway up, arms down. You can lift a little higher using those elbows. Exhale, stay. Bring those hands down. Press into the feet so you're not heading too much towards those shoulders. Inhale, arms coming up. Exhale, leaving the hands there as if someone's pulling you, rolling down, upper back, middle back, lower back. Hands by your sides. We're going to do one more. Inhale, arms down. Maybe bend the elbows, lift a little higher. Exhale, hands by your sides. Inhale, arms up. So that's the lower back. Now the upper back. Dvipadipedam. Upper back variation for traction of the spine. Someone's pulling your hands as you gradually roll the spine down from the upper back, middle back, lower back. And at the end of the exhale, bring your hands down. And if you're all tied up, you can release that. Apanasana, knees to chest. With Urdhva Prasrita Padasana, inhale, legs up, arms up. Exhale, knees to chest. Want to make it a little harder. Inhale, arms up, stretching your hands away from you, stretch the legs up. Exhale, bring the hands by your sides and maybe touch your toes down in front of you. And at the end of the exhale, draw the knees in without using the hands, using the Mula Bandha to draw the legs in. Inhale, legs up. Exhale, touching those toes down to anywhere that's comfortable for you. The further away, the harder. At the end of the exhale, drawing in. Inhale, arms up. Again, you can bring the legs away on that inhale. This is harder still. Exhale, toes down and draw in. Again, you can just do the simple version, knees to chest, legs up. Urdhva Prasrita Padasana plus Apanasana. I'm just going to show the simple version for the last round. And just staying in Apanasana, hugging the knees to the chest. This does not feel restful because your hip flexors are tight. You can just rest in alignment pose, knees above the ankles or knees towards each other and rest. When you're ready for Shavasana, please take your Shavasana. If you'd like to join me in seated, you may skip the Shavasana and go right to meditation. My teachers use Shavasana as a rest, not so much as a practice, mostly, but depends on the person. Shavasana can be used as a practice as well. I tend to use seated meditation more as a meditation practice. So, yeah, I was a bit shocked when I first went to Chennai and I was like, what happened to the Shavasana? Anyway, I was reintroduced to it through my Iyengar teacher and gained a great love of Shavasana thereupon, but it's nice to play with both and have options, which is the point I've come to in my life, is all these things are just options for us depending on the day. And my teacher Sridhar always said that to me. He said, forget lineage, teach who's in front of you. Don't worry about all these things. They don't matter. It's all yoga. All right, so either seated with me or lying down. I'd like you to visualize the light at the heart. And the Yoga Sutras, chapter 136, I introduced you to my friend Patanjali today. And his Yoga Sutras are the foundation of what I've been taught in terms of the philosophy of yoga. It's considered the most important text of yoga. And this sutra says, by meditating on the radiance of the heart, suffering dissipates. And it's said that if you focus on light in the heart, this is a way to do this meditation. So I'm going to chant this sutra. Some of you I know in the class know this. You can do it with me. Or just listen and visualize some sort of source of light at the heart, a radiant one. Maybe it's a candle. Maybe it's the moon if you want to use something softer. Or maybe it's the sun if you want something more radiant and bright. Just notice any dark areas in that radiance as you bring that to mind, that bhavana, that felt and sensed intention. Try to brighten up any darkness. And then just listen to the sutra. Again, the meaning is by meditating on the radiance of the heart, the mind becomes clear of all suffering, all sorrow dissipates, all suffering dissipates. Vishokava Jyotishmati Vishokava Jyotishmati Vishokava Jyotishmati Vishokava Jyotishmati Vishokava Jyotishmati
Vishokava Jyotishmati Vishokava Jyotishmati Vishokava Jyotishmati Vishokava Jyotishmati. Om Shanti 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 Hari Ki Om Hari Ki Om Hari Ki Om. Namaste. Namaskaram. Thank you very much.